Welcome to the enshrinement dinner for the International Volleyball Hall of Fame induction class of 2016. It's my great pleasure to be here for the fifth consecutive year to MC this wonderful dinner. We've got a great group of inductees, and I hope you'll be interested in meeting them throughout the evening and learning their unique stories. But before we begin our program, I'd like to recognize some very special guests who are with us this evening. First of all, the head coach of the gold medal winning USA women's sitting volleyball team at the 2016 Paralympics in Rio, Bill Hammater. And by the way, the team was named the team of the Paralympics by the U.S. Olympic Committee. We also have with us the coach of the men's sitting volleyball team, Greg Walker. And the captain of that team, Eric Duda. Also with us this evening is the CEO of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, Ricardo Traje. The executive director of the American Volleyball Coaches Association, Kathy DeBoer. The chair of the USA Volleyball Board of Directors, Lori Okamura. The former chair of the Women's Sports Foundation, Sandy Beavis. The commissioner of the New England region of USA Volleyball, Dave Pexoto. One of the founders of the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, Mr. John O'Donnell. The USA Volleyball Director of Philanthropy, a new position, Tammy Tranter. The head volleyball coach at Springfield College, Charlie Sullivan. Longtime women's volleyball coach at Springfield College, who devotes a lot of time volunteering to do the athlete interviews for the Volleyball Hall of Fame, Joel Deering. Here to honor inductee Man-Bok Park are four former players of his from the Peruvian women's national team. They are Rosa Garcia, Natalia Malaga, 2005 International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductee Cecilia Tait, and 2010 inductee Gabriela Perez del Solar. Tonight, here to honor his daughter, inductee Misty May-Treanor is a member of the 1968 Men's Olympic Volleyball team and an all-time volleyball great, Butch May. Those were our special guests this evening, and now it's my pleasure to introduce to you the newly elected president of the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, Steve Bishop.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Holyoke. Had the great pleasure of welcoming many of you today at the ring and plaque ceremony. So those of you who are returning, you'll have to forgive the introduction of some of our great sponsors and partners if you've heard them once, but now maybe they'll get a chance to stick with you. It's a very momentous occasion for 5 individuals sitting in this room tonight as they join a class here in 2016, making the count of 130 inductees from 22 countries. So tonight's going to be a very exciting night as we get a chance to learn more about each of these inductees and hear their stories from them personally. At this time, I'd like to recognize a few people and organizations that have helped make this a successful 2016 induction. First, our event partners. 4 of them I'd like to recognize. Comcast, who's our corporate partner, doing our live stream. This great location, Mill 1 at Open Square, absolutely beautiful building, and they're doing a fantastic job for us for many years. The group that have put the food out in front of you, this is Elegant Affairs Catering. And part of our production team, JX2 Productions. We want to say thank you to all four of those organizations. And as I said at the midday meeting today, this doesn't happen without a lot of organizations coming together and pledging their support. And for many of these organizations, pledge year after year to be supportive of the mission of the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. I'd like to recognize some of those companies at this time. Our sustaining corporate partner and induction presenting sponsor is Spalding. Two other sustaining organization sponsors, the City of Holyoke and USA Volleyball. Our program book sponsor, Holyoke Gas and Electric. The sponsor of our mayor's reception that we had last night at the museum, Dowd Agencies. Provider of our induction meet and greet jackets, Mizuno USA. The plaques that we will be presenting to the inductees tonight, Den Brothers trophies. The award sponsor, PSI 91 Inc. A corporate partner, Boston Sports Institute. The inductee rings that we gave out to the individuals today from Jostens. And our video interview partner that facilitates, as we mentioned when we recognized Joel Deering, and the work that Chris Stearns and Joel do with the athlete or the inductee interviews each year. That's hosted by Holyoke High School, so please say thank you to them. And in closing the introductions here, I'd like to give you an opportunity to say thank you to three groups of individuals that do an extremely large amount of heavy lifting behind the scenes to make this possible. Not only do they donate of their time, they all make financial contributions to the mission of the Hall. So at this time, if you are an advisory council member, an honorary board member, or a board of director, will you please stand so that we can say thank you? We'd like to invite to the stage right now from Spalding. He's the Northeast Regional Sales Director. He's going to come up and say a few words. Please welcome to the stage, Brian Kelly.
Thank you very much, Steve. It's an honor to be here on behalf of Spalding and celebrating this great event tonight. As we all know, and we'll hear more about it tonight, each and every one of these inductees have done phenomenal things throughout their career. And not only that, they've done so much in volleyball, but for volleyball. So I'd like to congratulate each and every one of them, and I look forward to hearing all the speeches. It's my favorite part of the event, and hearing from the inductees. So thank you very much. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and good luck on your journeys ahead. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, please welcome back to the stage the CEO of USA Volleyball, the coach of the 1984 gold medal winning USA Men's Olympic Volleyball team, and a 1987 International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductee, Doug Beal.
You know, you're going to hear later tonight from this quite remarkable group of inductees. And a significant portion of their achievements have been on the biggest stage, in the biggest event, not just in our sport, but in the world. And so I thought I'd say a few words about the Olympic Games and maybe give you a little preview. And I've been to 11 Olympic Games. It stuns me that this event keeps growing, and it seems to me to be kind of exponential, which is a term I'm not sure I understand, but it means a significant amount of growth. And, you know, we heard an awful lot in the months and even years leading up to Rio. And so I thought I'd give you just a slightly different perspective. From my point of view, this was a stunning achievement by the organizing committee of Rio, one of whom, that organization, which is led by a good friend of the Halls, Carlos Newsman, former inductee. And sometimes we talk about the perfect storm of problems, but think back to all of the negative publicity that you heard about, the political problems, the financial problems, the social problems, the medical issues. And yet, I think from the athlete's perspective, and certainly from the broadcaster's perspective, and from USA Volleyball's perspective, and I think from the perspective of the group you're going to hear from tonight that we're here for, this was a huge achievement. And I want to, again, acknowledge Ricardo Tardi here, who's from the Brazil Federation. They played a huge role in making sure this Games came off the way we would like them to come off. The biggest performers on the biggest stage. The group of inductees isn't particularly unique to the Hall of Fame, but is so Olympic-centric. Rio is perhaps one of the most unique and stunning geographic places in the world to visit, and additionally, perhaps one of the most challenging locations to pull off an event the size of the Olympic Games. On the ground, for our sport, this was an iconic Games. Almost everybody that we talked to, from the media to the organizers to the athletes and just the average person in the street, was aware of what was going on in our sport. Our international federation did some things that I think are also unique and helped us to grow this game in a really special way. And we've talked about the great opportunities, and I'm going to mention that a little bit later. But with Rio being the success that it was, and the opportunities to go to another country where our sport is embedded in the culture and can be the focal point again in 4 years in Tokyo, the future for volleyball is off the charts good. We're going to show you a little video that was put together by our International Federation that I think sets the stage, again, better than I could possibly do for this wonderful class of 2016.
anymore a possibility. It's a reality.
You know, I hope that in a small way that gives you a taste of the scope of the stage that these inductees performed on and achieved and excelled. It's a remarkable set of achievements. You know, this afternoon at the hall, I was listening to the inductees talk a little bit about their experiences and answer some questions. And just a couple thoughts came to me while I was listening that I think reflect the character and the uniqueness of this class. One of them talked about achievement being the end of a long journey, that there's no immediate success, no immediate gratification. And one of the things we honor here is excellence over time. That's maybe the common thread that defines a Hall of Famer. One of my coaches a long time ago told me to achieve at that level is much harder than you think and takes much longer than you think. All of these remarkable individuals know that. And I was struck again by the quality of the people that achieved to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. They are remarkable performers. They are more remarkable human beings. It is really my pleasure to be here and to help you celebrate the remarkable class of 2016. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, our first inductee this evening is Man-Bok Park of South Korea, enshrined as a coach.
Two pivotal life changes have played an important part in Man-Bok Park being a member of the International Volleyball Hall of Fame class of 2016. Born in Sokcho, South Korea in 1936, Man-Bok started playing volleyball in his native land when he was in the 11th grade of high school. He would later enroll in Kyung-hee University, where he studied pharmacy and played on the college volleyball team. But Man-Bok's vocation plans shifted from a life in medicine to volleyball as the sport became his passion while playing at Kyung-hee. After graduating in 1960, volleyball took a lower priority as he entered the Korean Army, where he served as a sergeant from 1960 to 1964. While in the Army, he married his wife, Dak-soon Lee. Once his military commitment was over, volleyball came back to the forefront. Man-Bok coached the Seunggi women's college team from 1965 to 1968 and became one of the most respected coaches in the Korean V-League, leading Korean Air from 1969 to 1972. Man-Bok transitioned to coaching the Korean women's national volleyball team in 1973 and quickly made his presence known. At the 1973 FIVB World Cup in Uruguay, he guided Korea to the bronze medal. Shortly after Korea's success in the 1973 World Cup, Man-Bok faced his second pivotal volleyball decision that would impact the rest of his life. He was offered a position to lead the Peruvian women's national team, which would uproot his family from Korea with a move halfway around the globe and immersing him into a different language and culture. After careful consideration, Man-Bok jumped at the chance for this challenge. In his first season, Man-Bok led Peru to an 8th place finish in the 1974 FIVB World Championship and ended the 1976 Olympic Games in 7th place. The squad would win gold at the South American Championship in 1977 and 1979. the first 2 of 7 titles and 11 total medals in the event under Man-Bok as he continued to build the program. In between the 1977 and 1979 South American titles, Peru finished 10th at the FIVB World Championship in the former Soviet Union. Peru placed 6th at the 1980 Olympics, and the program deservedly began to draw attention. Peru hosted the 1982 FIVB World Championship and nearly pulled off its first major tournament title before finishing 2nd to China in front of the home fans. At that point, Peru solidified itself as one of the top teams in the world throughout the 1980s. Although the Peruvians took a slight step back, finishing 4th at the 1984 Olympic Games and 5th at the 1985 FIVB World Cup, they came back to finish 3rd at the 1986 World Championship in the former Czechoslovakia. After finishing 2nd at the 1987 Pan American Games, Peru arrived in Seoul as a contender for the 1988 Olympic Games gold. The Peruvians defeated China in a thrilling 5-set semifinal, setting up an exciting final pitting the upstart Peru squad against then USSR, a powerhouse which had won gold 3 times and silver twice in the first 5 Olympic Games. Peru won the first 2 sets against the USSR, but could not close the match in a 5-set thriller that is so often named one of the greatest matches in women's volleyball history. After leading the Peru volleyball team through the 1992 season, Man-Bok took over as the head coach of Ito Yukado in the Japan V-League and held that position until 1998. At that time, he returned to coaching the Peruvian squad from 1999 to 2001, including the 1999 FIVB World Cup and the 2000 Olympic Games. Since 2002, Man-Bok has served in an advisory role to the Peruvian Volleyball Federation. All told, Man-Bok led Peru in 5 Olympic Games, including 1976, 1980, 1984, 1988, and 2000. He led Peru to 5 FIVB World Championship appearances, including 1974, 1978, 1982, 1986, and 1990 with 2 medals, along with 4 FIVB World Cup appearances in 1985, 1989, 1991, and 1999. Man-Bok coached Peru legendary players such as International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductees Cecilia Tate and Gabriela Perez del Solar. He has been recognized for his accomplishments with several medals presented by both his native home of Korea and his adoptive home of Peru, where he continues to live. For his guidance and tutelage in leading a generation of Peruvian volleyball players to success, we are proud to induct Man-Bok Park into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame as a coach.
You know, we're certainly celebrating the accomplishments of this remarkable coach, which you heard articulated on the video. For me, we're celebrating something perhaps more important or more significant. This is someone who completely changed the landscape of a sport in a country. His influence, his tenure, how he integrated the senior team with juniors and the pipeline in Peru is nothing short of remarkable. The successes, not only of his team, but of the women who played for him, a number of whom have served in the government of Peru, speak to the quality of the individuals again, which is the theme for me that's most tied into being a Hall of Famer. you hear the cheering section here. It's pretty unusual for us to get that kind of response. Come such a long distance to honor the coach who had this kind of impact on their life. It is really an honor for me to acknowledge and welcome to the Volleyball Hall of Fame family, Man-Bok Park in 2016. Congratulations.
Yeah, I am Korean speech. 여러분들이 기립박수를 해줘서 진짜 제가 눈물이 나옵니다. 진짜 감사합니다, 여러분.
Thank you very much for your warm applause. It has made me very emotional. Thank you very much.
여러분들은 한국이 어디 있는지 그리고 한국 사람들의 그 발음은 어떤지 아마 잘 모르시는 분들이 많이 있을 겁니다. 내가 태어난 한국에 대해서 소개하겠습니다.
Many of you probably don't know much about Korea or how the Korean language sounds like, so I would like to give a brief introduction about our country.
한국은 텍사스주보다 조금 적은 나라입니다. 그리고 일본 서쪽에 위치한 자그마한 나라죠.
Korea is the size of, it's smaller than the state of Texas, and it's located on the west of Japan.
나는 그곳에서 태어나서 중학교 3학년까지 육상 1500m, 3000m, 그리고 높이뛰기 선수였습니다.
I was born in that country, and until 8th grade, I was a track player who ran mid-distance 1,500 meters and 3,000 meters, as well as the long jump.
저기 네 선수가 지금 4명이 와 있는데 걔들도 내 히스토리를 아마 들어본 적이 한 번도 없을 겁니다. 그렇죠?
So my grandchildren over there probably have not even heard my full story yet.
진짜 말을 하니까 가슴이 떨리고 참 기분이 엄청 좋습니다.
I'm just extremely excited to be here, and it makes me so nervous to be standing in this spot speaking to you.
거기서 태어나서 거기서 운동을 하고 우리 체육 선생이 내 높이뛰기 하는 걸 보고 배구를 하면 좋겠다고 권했습니다.
So when I was a track player, my physical education teacher saw my talent and told me that I would be a good fit for the sport of volleyball.
그래 계속해서 대학교 가서도 배구를 했고 그리고 군대 가서도 배구를 했습니다.
So even when I was in university, I continued to play the sport of volleyball, and even during my 3 years of national service in the Korean Army, I continued to play the sport.
저는 좀 배구 선수로서는 조금 다른 직업을 가졌습니다. 저는 약학대학을 나오고 직업이 약사입니다.
So, in contrary to many of the backgrounds of the other inductees, I was actually a pharmacist. I had studied medicine before having started volleyball.
그런데 약국을 하는 어느 날 갑자기 배구가 하고 싶어서 약국을 그만두고 학교 코치로 가는데 그때 아카데미 코치 코스를 나와가지고 배구를 시작을 했습니다.
So I was not satisfied with my life as a pharmacist, and one day I realized I want to jump right back into volleyball, and so I joined the Coaches Academy in Korea.
그래서 대학교 그리고 실업팀 그런 팀을 많이 길렀습니다.
Then I coached university teams and other professional club teams in Korea.
1974년 제1회 월드컵 때 우루과이에서 시합을 했는데 그때 우리가 한국팀이 3위를 했습니다.
During the World Championships in Uruguay, I was the coach of the Korean team who were placed third place in that tournament.
예, 그때 그 페루의 배구협회 회장이 우리 팀 시합을 하는 걸 보고서 그 다음 해에 저를 초청을 했습니다.
The head of the Federation of Peru at that moment saw me and scouted me to the national team that tournament.
그것이 1974년서부터 오늘까지 이르렀습니다.
And from 1974 to right now, I have worked for the Peruvian Federation of Volleyball.
예, 이렇게 많은 세월을 배구를 했는데 배구가 끝이 안 보입니다. 어디까지 끝인지 아직도 찾질 못하고 나이가 80이 된 지금도 한 반 정도 걸어오지 않았나 이렇게 생각을 하고 있습니다.
Despite having played and coached volleyball for this long, I still do not completely understand the game. Volleyball is constantly evolving, and even at the age of 80, I still think that volleyball has only come halfway, and there is so much more in the future to come.
예, 이렇게 배구라는 것은 길이 멀고 그리고 새로운 기술을 개발하는 그런 운동이고 제일 어려운 것은 배구는 반드시 공이 하늘에서 떠 있어 그 플레이를 하는데 그 가운데도 홀딩이 있고 드리블이 있고 해서 참 어려운 운동입니다. 그러나 시작을 해보면 제일 재미있는 운동이기도 합니다.
Volleyball is a very difficult sport because you can never have the ball touch the floor, and there's holding and there's dribbling and all these rules that make it so difficult. But once you start playing, it is the most fun, exciting sport you can play.
예, 마지막으로 여러분들 그리고 이거를 주최한 미국 배구협회 회장 그리고 여러분께 감사를 드리고 그리고 내 선배들한테 이 영광을 돌리고 이것은 내가 죽을 때 마지막으로 가져가는 선물이 아닌가 그렇게 생각을 합니다.
I just want to thank everybody who have helped to organize this event, the president of the USA Volleyball, and everybody who has come here tonight to celebrate with us. I think this award is my ultimate goal, my ultimate award that I'm receiving before I leave the world. And I'm just very grateful, and it's an honor to be here. Thank you.
감사합니다.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next inductee is Nikola Grbic of Serbia, enshrined as an indoor player.
Growing up, Nikola Grbic often followed in his older brother Vladimir's shadow. Yet Nikola stood out on his own as a setter on the grandest volleyball stages around the world, as the brothers created their own shadows of dominance. Today, he joins Vladimir as the first brothers to both be inducted into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. Nikola joined the Yugoslavian national team in 1991 at the ripe young age of 18, but his international career was put on hold from 1992 to 1994 due to an international embargo put in place on his country by the United Nations. He continued to craft his career playing club volleyball with Vojvodina Novi Sad, as he led the team to 3 Yugoslavian championships and 1 Yugoslavian Cup title. After the embargo was lifted in 1994, Nikola's Yugoslavian national team career resumed at a time when he transferred to Italian club team Gabeka Montichiari, which started a 13-year career playing for 8 different Italian teams and resulting in 8 league titles from 1994 to 2013. Within a year, Yugoslavia quickly became a European power and won bronze at the 1995 European Championship. In 1996, Nikola played in his first of 4 Olympic Games and 3 with his brother Vladimir, leading Yugoslavia to the bronze medal in Atlanta and reasserting themselves on the international stage. Nikola was honored as the European Championship best setter in 1997 as Yugoslavia earned the silver medal. He set Yugoslavia to another silver medal at the 1998 FIVB World Championship in Japan. And that put Serbia on a short list of favorites to win Olympic gold at the 2000 Sydney Olympics. However, Yugoslavia needed to overcome early disappointment in Sydney after losing its first two pool matches to Russia and Italy before charging to consecutive victories over the United States, Argentina, and Korea to finish third in the preliminaries. Yugoslavia narrowly defeated Netherlands in a thrilling 5-set quarterfinal match, then avenged its pool loss to gold medal favorite Italy with a straight-set victory in the semifinals. Yugoslavia went on to capture the 2000 Olympic Games gold medal with a dominating 3-set win over Russia in the finals. Following his team's transition to Serbia and Montenegro, Nikola was named the best setter at the 2003 FIVB World Cup as his team earned the bronze medal. Nikola, who served as captain of his national team from 1999 to 2010, also participated in the 2004 Athens Olympic Games as part of Serbia and Montenegro, where the team finished 5th. At the 2008 Beijing Olympic Games, Nikola played for Serbia in his final Olympics and first without brother Vladimir by his side. Nikola's career was not over following Beijing, as he helped Serbia win bronze at the 2010 FIVB World Championship in Italy, where he was named best setter of the tournament. Nikola produced stellar results in other major events. During FIVB World League competition, he earned 5 silver medals and 2 bronze medals, along with winning best setter in the 2009 event. In the European Championship competition, he was tabbed best setter 3 times, while earning gold in 2001, silver in 1997, and 4 bronze medals. And throughout his playing career, Nikola's successes are incredible when understanding the stresses endured through the political climate in his native land, and playing under 3 different country flags: Yugoslavia, Serbia and Montenegro, and Serbia. Only a year out from ending his pro career with Russia's Zenit Kazan, Nikola agreed to become the head coach of the Serbian men's national team in February 2015. After coaching Serbia to the 2015 FIVB World League silver medal, Nikola led his country to the 2016 FIVB World League title by beating 2016 Olympic Games champion Brazil in the finals. Following a storied international career with 4 Olympic Games appearances as one of the top setters in the world, we are proud to induct Nikola Grbic into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame as an indoor player.
Ladies and gentlemen, making the presentation to Nikola Grbic is his brother, the winner of an Olympic gold medal as a member of the Yugoslavian team at Sydney in 2000 and a 2011 inductee to the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, Vladimir Grbic.
I didn't do anything yet. Yet. Maybe it's,
we gained a little weight.
yeah, actually, maybe it's because of the color of the tie, you know. Doug Bill told me you have a tie like actual candidate for presidency debate. And I have to tell you, wrong. It was pure casuality. So, you can laugh. It's very emotional and very embarrassing for me. Not to be impossibility to joke with him anymore. That I'm the only Hall of Famer at home.
Few minutes.
Well, actually, they told me only 3 minutes, so I have to calm down a little bit. And, you know, this is normal brothers fight. It's happening all the time. Who's the better in a room? And that is something that starts in early age because we grew up together in a village of 2,500 people. With our father, former player, very good player, one of the best in our country. So we grew up in the mud, playing volleyball between two trees over the rope. And we find out the passion, which for how much, as the coach said, we don't understand volleyball, or volleyball can change, this thing will never change. It's a passion. And all inductees that are here, they know that very well. Achievements that my brother have made is practically everything that a volleyball player can achieve in his career with the club and the national team. And we fought together a lot of fights. So I will not take any of the time of you, ladies and gentlemen, my brother.
It's always a good thing to speak first, not to wait others, because maybe I'll repeat myself. Good evening, everybody. It's a great honor and pleasure to be here tonight. Being in a company of people who changed history and left indelible mark on volleyball is the greatest achievement one player can accomplish, other than winning gold medal Olympic for your country. The list of the people I have to thank who contributed to my induction in the Hall of Fame is very long, and we don't have so much time. My family, all coaches, players, presidents, managers, doctors, fans, other people connected with me through volleyball. There was also people from which I learned how the things should never be done. But that's also a learning process. That's also help. I always tried to play as best as I could, to try my best to help my team win. But if we would lose, I would congratulate my opponent and try to learn what should I do to win the next time we played. Volleyball gave me a lot. It's not only a sport. As I said today, is a life coach. I've learned the values of friendship, commitment, respect, hard work, patience, and so many other important things in everyday life. I'm thankful for that, and I'm trying to give something back by helping young people and young players to find their own path. My father was a captain of the national team, and my first contact with volleyball was retrieving balls during games, his games when I was 6. At the beginning, I played for fun. We didn't have a gym in our hometown, so we didn't have an opportunity to practice. We only played games against other schools on Saturday morning, but that was enough for me to get hooked, and I still am. First hint that I could do something more was when I was 14 and got a telegram, not an email, telegram, from my federation to attend 2 days practice with the junior national team. That was then a best day of my life. Fortunately, I had them a lot in the years to come. In my 24 years long professional career, I had so many good moments. In the end, when some bad defeat would happen, we would be able to raise and come back. And that is one of the things I'm most proud of. As one person older and wiser than me once said, it's not the strongest boxer, the one who had strongest punch, but the one who, when knocked out, gets up and continue to fight. This is the best advice you can give to kids. All those things I've said, my father passed on me, and he's the person who I owe and miss so much. He was my first coach, mentor, and a life teacher. Thanks to him and my mother, I become what I am today as a person and a volleyball player. I'll hope I'll be an example to my sons, and as he was to me. That's why I'm so sorry he's not here with us tonight with my brother and me, because I know that he would be so proud to see what we have accomplished. This is for you, Dad. Thank you again, and please enjoy the evening as I am. Thank you.
Our next inductee this evening is Danielle Scott-Arruda of the United States, enshrined as an indoor player.
Danielle Scott-Arruda's ability to sustain excellence over an extraordinary length of time at the highest levels has warranted her a spot among the all-time greats of the game. Before starring on the U.S. women's national volleyball team as a middle blocker for 19 years, Danielle played collegiately at Long Beach State University, where she was a 3-time American Volleyball Coaches Association All-American First Team. She ended her career with an NCAA leading .421 hitting efficiency. Danielle led the 49ers to the NCAA title as a senior in 1993, when she earned 3 major postseason awards: AVCA and Volleyball Magazine Player of the Year, and the Honda Award as the nation's best female volleyball player. That same year, she earned All Big West Conference in basketball to become the first player to earn all conference accolades in 2 sports in 1 season. Danielle joined the U.S. women's national team on a full-time basis in 1994, making her international debut at the Goodwill Games and played in her first of 3 FIVB World Championships. In 1995, she helped Team USA win its first ever FIVB World Grand Prix title with extensive time off the bench. After biding her time as a key reserve in her first 2 years, Danielle was selected to her first of 5 consecutive Olympics, the 1996 Atlantic Games, where she started the final 2 matches. 4 years later, Danielle became a veteran leader on a rather young 2000 Olympic team that finished 4th in Sydney. She was named Best Blocker of the 2000 Olympics, where she had 33 blocks as part of her 139 total points. Danielle carried that success through the rest of the decade with multiple medals and individual honors. She sparked the Americans to the 2001 FIVB World Grand Prix title, as she was honored with the Most Valuable Player Award, Best Scorer, and Best Blocker awards. In the following year, Danielle led the U.S. to the 2002 FIVB World Championship silver medal, as she was named Best Blocker. She paced Team USA to the bronze medal at the 2003 FIVB World Cup, where the Americans qualified for the 2004 Olympics. At the Athens Games, Danielle was 7th overall in blocking, despite the USA's disappointing knockout in the quarterfinals. Following the Athens Games, she helped a resurgent Team USA in 2007, following 2 years of middling results. Danielle was named flag bearer to lead the Team USA delegation at the 2007 Pan American Games in Rio, where the young USA roster finished with the bronze medal. Later that year, the Americans qualified for the 2008 Olympic Games by finishing 3rd at the 2007 FIVB World Cup, and Danielle finished 3rd in blocking. Team USA's late quadrennial momentum continued in 2008 as Danielle and her overachieving teammates found themselves in the Beijing Olympic Games final against Brazil before taking home the silver medal, the team's first Olympic medal since 1992. After missing all of 2010 while pregnant with her daughter Julianne, Danielle worked herself back into shape and was a key performer off the bench to help Team USA win gold at the 2011 FIB World Grand Prix and silver at the 2011 FIVB World Cup, thus again earning a berth into the 2012 Olympics. Based on her strong efforts starting 8 of 14 matches of the 2012 FIVB World Grand Prix, leading to her 5th gold in that event, Danielle was selected to her 5th Olympic Games at the age of 39. As a reserve middle playing 6 sets in the London Games, she provided a veteran presence for the Americans to finish with the 2012 Olympic silver medal, losing only to Brazil in the finals. Danielle's second to last appearance wearing the red, white, and blue was in 2013, playing in the inaugural USA Volleyball Cup against Japan on June 12th at Long Beach State, where she played collegiately. Since then, she's been an integral part of USA Volleyball's high-performance pipeline, coaching the next generation of aspiring Olympians. Danielle is one of only 4 volleyball players, male or female, to have participated in 5 Olympic Games. Russia's Yevgenia Artemanova-Estes and Sergei Techukhin played in a remarkable 6 Olympics, while Brazilian and 2015 International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductee Fovao competed in 5 Olympics. And what makes Danielle's 5 Olympics even more impressive is that she played under 5 different head coaches with 5 different systems. Along with the 5 Olympic Games appearances, Danielle's career included 4 appearances in the FIVB World Cup, 3 selections to FIVB World Championships, and 11 appearances in FIVB World Grand Prix tournaments. For her international career that spanned 19 years, over 420 international matches, and 5 Olympic Games appearances with 2 silver medals, we are proud to induct Danielle Scott-Arruda into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame as an indoor player.
Ladies and gentlemen, before Danielle takes the stage, we have one more special video that was sent in just recently by Brian Gemilaro, the head volleyball coach at Danielle's alma mater, Long Beach State University.
Danielle Scott. Danielle Scott was a hero of mine, just as her mother was. Her mother was so gracious to allow me to take her all the way across the country and allow me to work with her to help her reach her goals. Danielle retired with the highest hitting percentage in volleyball history, and it just tells you a little bit about how good she was. But the quality that I remember is she never lost focus. Always calm, always competitive. She wanted to be reassured that everybody on the team was on the same page, and she might have been the most dominating middle ever to play this game. It was a pleasure to coach her. I'm so happy she won this award. Like other coaches used to say, she's a woman amongst girls when she plays. Congratulations, Danielle.
Making the presentation to Danielle is the original executive director of the United States Volleyball Association and a 1997 inductee to the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, Al Monaco.
A little aside here, a few minutes ago we had one of the future inductees to the Hall of Fame, if it continues to run in the genes of the family, young little Miss May-Treanor, cry and have to leave the room. And I recognized the voice immediately because it was her dad whining and crying to me about crummy sets when we were teammates. Which may. I think Brian has really set the scene, and I don't have to tell you a lot more about Danielle and what she's achieved and what a wonderful person she is and how she made everybody around her better. She never thought about how great can I be. She thought about how much can I do to make my team win, my players feel good, my players be successful. I was the head of delegation at the Olympic Games in Athens. Yeah, Athens. She remembers. And after the games, and after 3 Olympics, and after such a startling career, and moving into the gray hair era, but she hasn't gotten there yet, I said, well, it's been a great career. And she said to me, what makes you think it's over? And she was right. She got 2 more Olympics under her skin, on her resume, and she has made me one happy guy many, many times, because from that first Goodwill Games in 1994 until Athens, I had a chance to watch most of your international achievements. And I'm so proud and thankful that you let us have you on our teams. Thanks. Danielle Scott-Arruda, 2016 inductee. You're welcome.
Wow, this is quite an honor. Thank you, Al, for the wonderful induction, and Brian, sorry that you couldn't be here, and Cindy, that was very nice message that you left for Misty and I. This is such an incredibly humbling experience. You know, you play a sport that you dedicate a lot of your life, a lot of sacrifice, but it's because you want to do it. It's like you have so much passion for what you do that it doesn't seem like such an incredible feat. It's what you do. You invest so much into it. And so it's not by my merits alone. Something like this couldn't happen by yourself. So I'm really grateful that I was chosen to be a part of this great family of international people who are represented in this Hall of Fame. If my mom were here, she would say that this all started when I was just 6 months old. As she picked me up, I raised up with a pillow. So I should have been actually, if that was the count, a weightlifter, right? And I can say for my daughter, she started doing squats actually when she was 4 months. As my sister would hold her in her lap, she would just get going, squat, 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 squat. And like from the ultrasounds, you know, I think she started just flexing from the pictures, you know, so I think we have something in the future. I don't know if it's going to be volleyball or what she's going to do, but definitely a great athlete, and I'm just thankful to have been in a position to not only pour into her now and continue to, but into so many other athletes and kids who I've been able to influence, and hopefully a lot more into the future. This has been a journey that I could never have imagined. I mean, if you told me that waking up doing sit-ups and push-ups with my mom, watching videos with the women in leotards, you know, doing step-ups, that it would lead to this, I would never have believed it. I was, you know, quite imaginative. I loved playing outside. I was a happy kid. You know, we didn't have a lot, but we had exactly what we needed. I was raised in a single-family home, single-parent home. We had love, we had faith, we had prayer, and I had a hard-working mom. You know, she worked 2 jobs. I saw that. She never complained. She had a lot of passion and compassion and love and vigor and energy. And that's what I grew up to see. And she really set my spiritual and faith-based foundation to be able to make it through difficult times, difficult challenges, and not complain about it, just make the best of that situation. So, and she always told me that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me, and I still believe that, and I try to encourage people to do that too, to always work 100%, and things are going to work for your good. So Mom, I feel your presence. I lost her a little more than a year and a half ago, so I feel her presence here. I saw her on a trip that I took earlier this year. A video was released from the Z team. When I was on my way there was purple on the plane. The airline was Virgin Air, and the initials were VS, Vera Scott. And then I get to the hotel, there's a lot of purple. Purple was her favorite color, so I'm wearing purple today too. And I get to the hotel, there was purple. On my way back, there was water served that was Aquarius. My mom was an Aquarius. I'm like, Mom, gosh, you're everywhere. So, I mean, I really appreciate that she's still with me, you know, in spirit. I'd like for you guys to join me in celebrating my dad's 70th birthday weekend. Thank you. There are many different family dynamics, so thank you, Dad, for being present. Thank you for, in theory, paying for and supporting my club season. Back in the day, we had to wear those awful briefs. And my first tournament that I had to play in, my dad was not having it. He was like, nope, she's not playing. I saw my being on this team for the first time to not playing even in the first match because of this, going back and forth with my dad. Well, the officials did make an exception for the first one. I was able to wear my shorts over, but after that, he had to adjust. But, and another story I remember was what parents always know. I thought my mom would say, your name is going to be in gold. You're going to be highlighted. And, she had such a vision for me, and parents always seem to have knowing about those things. My dad, during my track meets and different things, he would always have his camera there. And then he would want to interview me and talk to me. And I'm just like, get away, Dad. I just want to be here in my little spot. I was incredibly shy as a kid, but he knew obviously something that I need to be prepared for that. So thank you, Dad, for this annoying preparations. But it has paid off in helping me where I am today. Although, and I also want to thank him for, as many of you know, the Great Flood of Louisiana recently happened. I do live in Baton Rouge, and he's been really great at helping me with moving forward in that, it was just like a rainy day. Oh, actually, I don't know if I ever actually announced it out. Monaco did tell me that he retired me in the third Olympics, after my third Olympics, and I reminded him a couple of times of that. It's been really hard for me to actually say the words retired, because there's always some type of connection to it. And if you didn't know from my extended hiatus from the team since 2014 and not playing professionally, I'm officially retired from international play. And although I will keep the doors open for playing in the PVL, I have had opportunities to play with that. But and it was just a rainy day when I left. I now work with a company for financial marketing. And it was just another day. I left home. I'd set some appointments. And it was about an hour's drive away. Took my daughter to my niece's house. And maybe 2.5 hours later, on my way back, I get a phone call from my sister. And she says, hey, I just want to let you know, don't worry. Natalie and the kids with her 6-week-old baby, they had to evacuate. They're walking into floodwaters. I was like, what? So any parents out there could realize the panic that I had. And anybody who knows me, not only the panic to get back and save my child and help rescue the family was there, but the thought of my daughter walking in that nasty sewer flood water, I was just like different emotions, like either the panic to get there and also to regurgitate at the same time. I was just like, but I did manage to get there. My plan was for us to go stay at my house, which was the refuge for Katrina. We housed like 17 family members at one point. We made it through Gustav. We made it through all these different storms. And then here we are, threatened to be flooded out. So I said, well, if the water gets beyond the fence, then I'm going to have to go. Long story short, the house was flooded. What I'm thankful for is my daughter and I made it out safe, and it was great how this volleyball community has shown up for me. It's a very difficult time, but you do what you can control, right? So I just want to thank Taiba for making the initiative to say, hey, this is what's happened with Danielle. Let's see how we can help her, and how many people, not only here but across the world, has responded, not only in donations but with prayers and with kind words and encouraging words. And I just, wow, you guys have been great. And then to be here before you now, it just makes life a little easier, because that's what it's about. how we can help each other, impact each other in a positive way. It's just ironic that how I've been able to impact people through the years. It's just come full circle when things have happened, you know, in a way that I've been impacted. So I also want to thank the family, my family who is here. As you know, without family support, you can't accomplish anything easily. So I want to thank my sister. You know, she's small in size and stature. I always call her my little big sister. She's 5'6", but she's big sister in heart. She taught me so many lessons. My brother who's here, and Aretha, my cousin who are here today, and my friend Flavia who are here to support me. I want to thank the coaches who I've played for all over the years. They announced that there are so many coaches that I played for, and I think part of my longevity was just being coachable, just taking little pockets of each piece of what a coach had to offer to me and adjusting to that. So I thank them for that. But I want to go back to my 6th grade coach. So I actually wasn't on the team in the 6th grade, but I was starting to develop that want to be a part of something. Even though I was shy, I think I kind of disguised it in doing all the different sports, volleyball, basketball, softball, track and field. And so my first experience with a team was as the water girl of the team. We couldn't play in 6th grade, so just to be a part of it, I, joined the team. I was like, I'll help in any way, and I was thrown in. So I want to thank Coach Alexandra. I want to thank Coach Ray, Gloria Brooks from high school, Bonnie Hunter. She was my coach in high school. She was really a person who went out of her way to make sure that if I couldn't make a practice or had challenges in getting back and forth, she went out of her way to make sure I got there. I want to thank Ruth Nelson. I would walk from my house or jog over 2.5 miles to get there to do, I don't know how many jumps on a 2000 shuttle. Afterwards, she would take me back, but that was like the kind of coach she was, anything to add value to help me be a better player. She introduced me to one of my first Olympians that I met, and Rose Majors, and also Penny Lucas came out, and they taught me how to do the roll. So that kind of a roll on the ground. So that kind of helped me get that idea that maybe this was something that I could do as well. So going through to the 2000 Olympic Games, well, actually I want to go to my college, Brian Gimelero. There's so much I can say about him, but I want to thank him for being to his word. Like, he had to come and visit my home twice. I was so conservative, had parents that were like, no, you're staying home. I almost chose to go to Georgia because it was closer. Everybody was in agreement with it, but Brian and Debbie came back down, and they convinced my parents to let me go so far, and he said, I will take care of you while you're away from home, and he really kept his word in that. And he's like, and on top of that, in order to play in 5 Olympics, it might have been 5 Olympics, I'm not sure if that was the promise, but you have to come to Long Beach and in order to achieve your goals, and it was. And one of the drills that I'll never forget is the Mine 1 warm-up. Like, we would do that every day, and it was such a boring and seemed like non-meaningful drill, but it taught so much, timing, rhythm, communication with your teammates, discipline, because if you didn't do it, so to describe the drill, it's you have to pass the ball back and forth with your partner to 20, then you have to move midcourt, then you have to move to the end court, then you have to do that all again with the other partner, back, short, middle, long, and deep. Then you had to set it and do it over and over and over, and if you didn't do that, you had to start over again. That's one of the drills that saved my mind, but it taught you so much about discipline and timing and rhythm. So it's a drill that that kind of sticks with me, that it's boring and it seems like it's not meaningful, but it really teaches you a lot about teamwork and working together. To Debbie, who's here tonight, I want to thank you for the discipline and love you showed us through enforcing little things and details that we might shy away from and think that maybe you don't like us, but it was all in love and helping us grow. I realized that years later. And also, like, when I would come back struggling with a different setter, this lady is so amazing. I'm like, David, I need you to help me feel good. Just set me a few balls. And I would leave there feeling like I was on top of the world, like I was the best hitter. So thank you for that. I want to thank Dietrich Collins, Mike Hebert. He, many years later, said that he was the one who pushed that I would make my first USA, then called B Team event. And so I want to thank him, Dietrich Collins, Denise Carlette was one of those first coaches. There's so many people here. I'm trying to speed through so that I don't hold everyone up. Let's see, who else here? Oh, as well as, so moving on into my 96. I'm trying to go year by year so that I don't leave anyone out. So in 96, I had a 5th year to play basketball. And at that point, I could have had an opportunity to be an All-American. And Terrace Siskevich was like, well, you're invited to come, but either you come now or you don't come at all. And I want to thank you for that kind of demand that I come now, because being a 5-time Olympian is much better than having that possibility of being an All-American. So I want to thank that whole staff with Dan and Kim Ortega, Aldous Burzin. After those games, I tried out for the women's NBA, and I quickly retired after my 3rd attempt. I was I was named to the Portland Fire training roster, but after being released right before the first games, I was like, okay, volleyball is definitely my sport. And Mick Haley was the coach in 2000, and he opened me with open arms. It was a different era because I'd come from until that point where you played all the way around. I was used to celebrating in the backcourt, digging balls, attacking back row, and then came the libero position. And I resisted it with everything I had. Stacy has a more unique and funny story about it, but literally, I would ignore her. I'd serve the ball, I come in, it was time to serve again, and I'm like, and she's like, Danielle, and I'm like, serve, please. And so I want to apologize to Stacy for those hardships I gave her early on. I came to realize that she was actually my better half in the backcourt, a great player. As well as Tara Cross Battle. I want to thank her for allowing me to convince her to come back. I think in 2000 we may not have qualified had she not rejoined the team. In 2004, Toshi Yoshida was the coach, so I want to thank him for believing in me. Although we had a shortcoming in terms of our results, it wasn't because we didn't train and prepare for it, as well as Kevin Hembley and the entire staff. In 2008, Long Ping, congratulations to her again. She was a coach for us. She just won the 2016 gold medal. She helped us to win our 2nd silver medal since 1984. So I want to thank her and Sue Woodstra. I had to deal with her calling me old lady. Players wanted to already call me granny. After already having been retired, I'm like, wow, how am I going to overcome this age factor? She would ask me, how are you doing, Danny? Really thinking that I wasn't physically well, but praise God, I was. And praise God that she actually really believed in me. Like, sometimes I didn't understand her tactics or her way of thinking, but everything she did was to make each player think about the game and be better. I want to thank the 2012 staff for all the no's and not yet's, the pay cut, for the saying that, okay, you made this roster, you've improved, but you're not good enough. Like, that little hope, not saying no, but not yet, gave me enough drive and determination to keep going. And so I want to thank the staff for that. Paula Weissoff, who was intricate in making sure that there were drills that were equal for everyone to have an equal opportunity to show their best. Lindsay Berg was like, I'm really enjoying playing with you, and I felt that from her, and that really helped me. Courtney Thompson, she was there on the 3rd court with me, and boy, did we work hard to get to the 1st court. I remember after I first had my daughter, I was on the 3rd court, and they're like, you're not going to get to the 1st court. I was like, okay. But by the third day, by the last 2 days, I was invited to the first court, and it was so exciting to have that accomplishment, just having that encouragement with the team. There are so many players that I enjoyed playing with. To name a few would be Elena Oden. She was from '96. I thought she was just an amazing middle player. Yoko Zedelin, Robin Amo Santos of Ghana, Kim, Andrea Moraes, a few foreign players, Gisele. Thanks to all of my teammates. I'm here because of you, the coaches. I'm here because of you. You guys made me better, as I hope that I left an impression and made you better as well. I have to thank the fans all over the world. They're so animated. There's a few that are here tonight. So animated and just loving and supportive throughout my career. The officials who dedicated their time to make sure that, you know, they did their best in the games, as well as all of USA Volleyball. I mean, you guys provided an opportunity for all of us to excel and be our best. So to all the sponsors, to Doug, Bill, to Al, to as well as Carrie Klosterman, who endured my singing behind him as we traveled on the bus. You know, we all think we can sing, but he never complained too much. But I would sing different songs as we get ready to prepare for our games. Also to thank Carla Hall and Bill Kaufman, June and Cindy, just to name a few. I want to thank the Hall of Fame for having us here. You guys have all done an amazing job of preparing and greeting us and welcoming us to this great family of the International Hall of Fame, and I'll forever hold you dear to my heart. So thank you.
Thank you. We will be around shortly to take your breakfast orders. Our next inductee this evening is Emanuel Rego of Brazil, enshrined as a beach player.
Starting as a skinny kid learning the game of beach volleyball, Emanuel Rego of Brazil is retired with legendary status, entering the International Volleyball Hall of Fame. Quite a remarkable journey. Emanuel ushered in a new generation of beach volleyball players when he first stepped on the sand of an international tournament in 1994. Throughout his 23 seasons competing against the world's best beach players, he continually put his mark on the game and set the bar higher. And his popularity has transcended country borders, as Emanuel has fan clubs around the globe where he has competed. Emanuel is well known for his calm court demeanor, playing smartly and leading his partner by example. Nicknamed Bones, Emanuel is the only male to have competed in the first 5 Olympic Games featuring beach volleyball, and he has 3 medals to show for his success. After consecutive 9th place finishes, he claimed Olympic gold in 2004 with Ricardo Santos, followed by the bronze medal in 2008 again with Ricardo, and took silver in 2012 with Alisson Cerruti. The Brazilian legend, who started playing beach volleyball at the age of 17 on Brazil's national tour, has enjoyed equal success on the FIVB World Tour and its World Championship. Emanuel claimed gold at the World Championships 3 times with 3 different partners, including 1999 in Marseille, 2003 in his home country of Brazil in Rio de Janeiro, and in 2011 in Rome. Emanuel's status among the elite beach players lasted well over a decade, as he ranked first in FIVB season points in 10 seasons with 5 different partners. He was part of 4 FIVB Team of the Year partnerships, 3 times with Ricardo, 2005 to 2007, and once with Ellison, 2011. Not counting national tours, Emanuel has played in a record 258 international tournaments with 156 podium finishes. Overall, counting 2 domestic tours, Emanuel has recorded 151 gold medals, 76 on the FIVB World Tour, 66 on Brazil's National Tour, 7 on the United States AVP Tour, and 2 in the Pan American Games. He also collected nearly $2.7 million in career international prize money. The FIVB honored Emanuel with its Sports Person of the Year award 5 times, including 2005, 2010, 2011, 2012, and 2014, and Most Outstanding Player in 2006 and 2011. His other FIVB honors include Best Hitter in 2006 and Most Inspirational in 2011, 2012, and 2015. Emanuel also played 4 seasons on the AVP Tour, including 1998 to 2000 and 2009. He made a quick impression on the American Tour as he was named AVP Rookie of the Year in 1998 with 4 titles and 9 podium finishes. Emanuel's passion for the sport may not have happened if not for another International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductee, Karch Kiraly, leading the way. In his early teens, Emanuel became interested in volleyball after watching on television Kiraly leading the U.S. past Brazil for the 1984 Olympic Games gold medal in Los Angeles. His play really inspired me, Emanuel would say later. Emanuel later got the chance to watch Kiraly in person on the Copacabana sand late in the 1980s. I was so excited to see him play in person after watching him at the Olympics, Emanuel said. And now, a generation of youth will look to Emanuel as their source of inspiration for playing beach volleyball. For his legendary career, we are proud to induct Emanuel Rego into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame as a beach player.
Ladies and gentlemen, Emanuel Rego and Ricardo Traje.
Good evening to everybody. Sorry for my bad English. I will try to say some few words here regarding our player, Emanuel. On behalf of the Brazilian Volleyball Federation, I'm very proud to introduce and to say a few words regarding this extraordinary and sweet person, Emanuel. I'm not here to talk about his accomplishments. The video and everybody knows about his victories and gold medals and bronze and silver medals and all of this. It's just to say that besides being an excellent athlete, he's a special person of extraordinary character. To highlight, remember that also your family is a volleyball family. He is here with his wife, Leila, 2 bronze medals. Leila, please, just to... 2 bronze medals as a player of the Brazilian national team. He's a look guy. Finally, also noting that the Brazilian Volleyball Federation is preparing Emanuel, who is now president of the Beach Volleyball Athletes Commission in Brazil, to be one of the future managers of our sport in the near future. That's one thing that we are preparing that's so important to have athletes with us working to develop the sports. Before I introduce Emanuel finally, just to say thanks for the International Hall of Fame, I said to Doug Bill that invited us to be here and the people from the organization that we are so impressed with this organization, with the people that are working in this project, so nice, so kind to support and to help, some volunteers, people that make this a successful event like this. We're very proud again to say that we are here. And ladies and gentlemen, with you, Emanuel Rego.
Good evening. It's
great pleasure to be here with you guys, especially because Volleyball of Fame, it's more than a name. It's sentimentals, it's legends, it's work, and a lot of sweat. And for me, to be part of this class of 2016 with great athletes, great coaches, and both. Nikola, I think he's both now, player and coach. I think it's my pleasure to be with them in this class. And I think each of one is sitting in his chairs or here. We should remember that volleyball is the level right now because your support and support the icons of this volleyball. I started to play volleyball because I saw some volleyball fame members that is coming from Brazil, the Bernard, Renan, Bebeto, Newsman, even Cindy Smith, Stoklos, and Karchkarai. So we, as icons, we motivated other generations to play. And I want to start speaking Portuguese because I have two kids, two sons. In the future, they want to be athletes. I want to show them what is this to be enjoyed this night tonight, and in the future, they can listen me in Portuguese. What's the achievements that I have? I want to speak in Portuguese now in my language. Foram 26 anos andando pelas areias, uma vida dedicada à praia, ao esporte e ao meu país.
It was 26 years walking on sand, a life dedicated to the beach, to the sport and to my country.
Rodei o mundo, conheci lugares paradisíacos, pedi inúmeras viagens, aviões, escalas, conexões, de quantas vezes pedi a conta de quantas vezes arrumei e desarrumei malas.
I travel around the world, I visit exotic places, I've lost track of numbers of trips, plane connections, of how many times I've packed and unpacked my luggage.
Pelo mundo, encontrei hospitalidade, recebi carinho, fiz amigos, construí uma carreira dentro desse um dos esportes que vi nascer, ao lado de quem dei os primeiros passos e ajudei a crescer.
Throughout the world, I found hospitality, received affection, made friends, built a career inside this sport that I saw born, next to the ones who I gave my first steps with and helped grow.
Hoje, o vôlei de praia é uma modalidade de sucesso.
Today, beach volleyball is a successful modality.
Conquistou seu espaço, possui uma legião de fãs espalhados pelos 4 cantos do mundo. Mas é também como um irmão para mim, alguém que faz parte da minha família.
It conquered its space, it has a legion of fans spread around the globe. But this sport is also like a brother to me, someone who is a part of my family with whom I have a unique relationship.
O voleibol de praia é alguém que me ajudou a ser um profissional realizado.
I consider beach volleyball to be someone who helped me become a successful professional.
Volto no tempo e vejo aquele garoto franzino, que chamava de espeto, brincando de vôlei ao lado de outro garoto, também magricelo, chamado graveto.
I go back in time and I see that little skinny boy, who they call Bones, playing volleyball for fun next to another skinny boy called Stick.
Éramos 2 jovens, fantasiando que aquela brincadeira de final de semana pudesse um dia virar algo mais sério.
We were 2 young boys dreaming that this little weekend game could become something more serious.
Era algo impossível naquela época, no final da década de 80, começo dos anos 90.
It was something impossible for that time in the end of 80s, beginning of 90s.
Jogamos vôlei de praia, ou melhor, vôlei na praia, mas eu estava certo de que aquele era o meu futuro, era onde me sentia feliz. Algo que me dizia, não era um visionário, eu era um sonhador.
We play beach volleyball better. We play at the beach, but I was convinced that it was my future. It was where I felt help. Something would tell me that, no, I was not visionary, I was a dreamer.
Aos poucos, o movimento do vôlei de praia foi crescendo, encorpando, ganhando adeptos, organização e simpatia.
With time, beach volleyball began to grow, to get more followers, building an organization and sympathy.
chegou ao Brasil. O vôlei de praia foi virando um esporte e eu estava lá, vendo tudo acontecer, esperando que aquela brincadeira virasse algo sério, que o sonho virasse uma realidade. E vi.
And it arrived in Brazil. Beach volleyball was turning into a sport, and I was there, watching everything happen, waiting for that little game to become something serious, that the dream would become reality. And I saw.
Estive junto com o esporte, com a bola debaixo do meu braço e com os pés na areia. Em todos os momentos, dos menos glamourosos aos mais importantes, eu vi e vivi tudo.
I was together with the sport, with the ball under my arms and my feet on the sand. In all the moments, from the smallest ones to the biggest ones, I saw and I lived everything.
Poderia falar dos números, foram 6 Jogos Olímpicos, sendo 5 como atleta e a última edição como comentarista, vendo de perto a festa que o meu país promoveu na praia de Copacabana. Tudo foi perfeito.
I could talk about numbers. It was 6 Olympic Games, 5 as an athlete, and won the last edition as a commentator, watching the event closely, then my crown promoted at Copacabana Beach. Everything was perfect.
Foram muitos anos correndo o circuito mundial. Foram 10 títulos, várias Copas do Mundo e 3 delas então estão na minha estante, na minha casa. Pan-Americanos, campeonatos brasileiros e Rei da Praia.
You were many years competing in the World Beach Volleyball League. It was like 10 titles active, many World Cups, and 3 of those are the shelf at my house. In American Games, Brazilian tournaments, King of the Beach.
Tenho orgulho de olhar para tudo isso e olhar para trás e ver que tudo isso passou, pude ajudar nesse processo.
I'm proud to look all of this, look back and see who was able to help in the process.
Aprendi muito bem. Aprendi com cada um que esteve comigo, ao meu lado, me apoiando, me ajudando. Sou grato a todos, todos mesmo.
I've learned a lot. I've learned with each one that was with me, next to me, supporting me, helping me. I'm thankful to all, really all of them.
Técnicos, parceiros, comissões técnicas, patrocinadores, imprensa, fãs, todos. Sou mais do que agradecido à minha família, meus filhos, minha esposa, Leila Barros, que está aqui hoje, meus pais, minhas irmãs, meus tios e meus primos.
Coach partners, staff members, sponsors, the press, the fans, all of them. I'm more than thankful to my wife, parents, sisters, uncle, and cousins.
Todos que entenderam as minhas ausências em aniversários, festas, eventos, abrindo um sorriso e me incentivando a buscar meu sonho.
Everyone that understood my absence in anniversaries, parties, events, welcomed me back home with a smile and encouraged me to achieve my dream.
Aquele sonho que eu tinha quando garoto e que foi sendo construído à base de muito amor e apoio.
That dream that I had when I was a boy and it was built with a lot of love.
Foram muitos momentos especiais, foram mais de 150 títulos, mais de 400 pódios, eu até virei estátua.
It was many special moments. It was more than 150 titles, more than 400 podiums, also become a statue.
Tive uma carreira linda, não faltou nada. Faltam, na verdade, palavras para resumir e externar tudo o que estou sentindo neste momento.
I had a beautiful career. It didn't miss anything. Actually, I'm at a loss of words to describe and show everything that I'm feeling in this moment.
Hoje, dia 22 de outubro, estou aqui para falar de vôlei de praia.
Today, October 22nd, in here to talk about beach volleyball.
Falar daquilo que foi a minha vida nas últimas 3 décadas.
To talk about what has been my life for the past 3 decades.
Uma paixão que virou amor e está no meu sangue, no meu coração, que me fez chegar onde cheguei, viver as maiores e melhores emoções que um atleta pode sentir.
A passion that become love, that runs in my blood, in my heart. It helped me get where I got to live the biggest and the best feelings that an athlete can feel.
Agradeço muito a indicação. Estar no Hall da Fama é a coroação de uma carreira, de uma vida.
I'm extremely thankful for the nomination. Being Hall of the Fame, it's a coronation of my career and of my life.
É o reconhecimento que fecha com chave de ouro uma trajetória de muita intensidade, muito suor, muita dedicação, muita entrega e muita paixão.
It's the recognition that ends with a golden key of a path with lots of intensity, sweat, dedication and passion.
Agora, não me falta mais nada. Muito obrigado.
Now, nothing is missing anymore. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. Our final inductee of the evening is Misty May-Treanor of the United States, enshrined as a beach player.
For over a dozen years, Misty May-Treanor was dominant as well as versatile, playing on the beaches of the United States and around the world, setting the loftiest of standards along the way. But she had to make a career-defining change to really blossom on the sand. Although only 5 foot 9 inches, Misty was a powerful force on the court in both the indoor and beach game. Upon finishing her stellar collegiate indoor career at Long Beach State University in 1998, Misty joined the U.S. Women's National Indoor Volleyball team as a setter. But after a few months, she made the decision to focus on playing beach volleyball. Even before turning pro on the beach, Misty exhibited she would be a force somehow in volleyball. While playing indoors for Long Beach State, she was named American Volleyball Coaches Association Player of the Year in 1997 and 1998, the second time after leading the 49ers to an undefeated season and NCAA championship. Misty concluded her career by winning the 1997-98 Honda Broderick Cup as the best female collegiate athlete in all sports in the USA. Misty partnered with Holly McPeet starting in 1999 and had varied results the first year. However, the pair had a breakout season in 2000 with 3 titles and 4 silvers in 11 FIVB events heading into the 2000 Olympic Games. The pair advanced to the Sydney Games quarterfinals before being eliminated and finishing tied for 5th place. After the 2000 Olympics, Misty would then partner with Carrie Walsh Jennings, who had just finished competing in the Sydney Games with the U.S. Women's Indoor Volleyball team. The duo would go on to win an unprecedented 3 Olympic Games gold medals, all in succession, a feat never before accomplished. They are often referred to as the greatest female beach volleyball pair ever. Misty and Carrie absolutely dominated in 3 consecutive Olympics. They won 21 consecutive Olympic matches and lost only 1 set during all of the 2004 Athens Games, 2008 Beijing Games, and 2012 London Games. If 3 Olympic gold medals wasn't enough, Misty was named the most outstanding player of both the 2004 and 2008 Olympic Games. Misty's success wasn't limited to just the Olympics. She and Carrie won 3 straight FIVB World Championships in 2005, 2007, and 2009. At one point, Misty and Carrie won 112 consecutive beach matches and 19 straight tournaments. The run began in June 2007, included the 2008 Olympics, and ended in 2009 during an AVP event in which they finished second. Misty's versatility was rewarded with numerous awards on the FIVB Beach Tour. She captured the FIVB Best Defensive Player in 2005, 2007, and 2008. Misty also captured FIVB Best Defensive Player in consecutive years in 2007 and 2008. She was selected as FIVB Most Outstanding Player in 2005 and 2008, with the first of those 2 years earning Best Setter as well. Misty's other FIVB awards include Sportsperson of the Year in 2007 and 2008, as well as FIVB Tour Champion with Carrie in 2002. On the United States AVP Tour, Misty earned Best Defensive Player 11 times, Best Defensive Player 7 times, Most Valuable Player 4 times, and Part of Team of the Year 6 times. Overall, she won 69 domestic titles, reaching the podium in 93 of 100 tournaments entered. Misty finished her career with then records of 112 tournament wins, including 43 international titles and over $2.1 million in earnings. With 3 gold medals in 4 Olympic Games creating her legendary status, we are proud to induct Misty May-Treanor into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame as a beach player.
Before Misty takes the stage, we have a very brief video sent by 3-time Olympian and 2009 International Volleyball Hall of Fame inductee Holly McPeak.
Hi everybody, I'm Holly McPeak. I'm here to congratulate Misty May-Treanor on the great honor of being inducted into the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, and Misty is one of the most deserving players in the world, one of the best all-time on the beach, great indoor player as well. But I had the pleasure and honor of playing with Misty May in the year 2000. We were able to qualify for the Olympic Games in 1 year, compared to everybody else's 2 years in the US, which is a powerhouse in terms of beach volleyball. So it was one of the best accomplishments of my career, and it was possible because Misty is so special. It was her first year playing pro beach volleyball, but she'd grown up in the sport. Her instincts, her ability, her ball control, it was an amazing accomplishment. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my career. And it was challenging. It was like playing with my younger sister, who was about 13 at the time, although Misty was 21. But I was a seasoned pro. I had traveled the world for a long time, and Misty, this was the first time. So I kind of had to take her under my wing and show her the right way, and it was challenging. One time before a final in Mexico, I couldn't find her, and she was in the back alley getting her hair braided. Instead of resting, mentally preparing, eating, hydrating, she was getting her hair braided. One time she forgot her passport. 2, she missed a flight. I had to wait and change all my flights around. It was challenging, but fun and so worth it. It was a crazy year, and I'm glad I got to share it with you, Misty. So proud of watching you grow up, watching you do so many amazing things in the sport, seeing you get married, have a child, start your family. I'm just lucky to know you and be part of that career. So I just wanted to tell you, you've come a long way, baby, and I love you, and I'm so proud of you. All the best.
Presenting the award to Misty May-Treanor, formerly the center for the USA Women's National Team, recipient of the USA Volleyball All-Time Great Player Award in 1986 and a 1995 inductee to the International Volleyball Hall of Fame, Debbie Green.
Hello. Well, I have the honor of introducing someone that doesn't really need an introduction, but just to give you a little insight about her off the court. I was lucky enough to coach her 4 years in college, and every day of those 4 years, she made me smile and made me laugh. And for a player to do that while she's working hard and is expected to deliver and give 100%, that's a special quality that she had as a player. But more lucky than that is I've got to continue our friendship and our closeness through 21 years. I've got to see her grow, become a mom, a wife, and she's just amazing. A lot of people have said, when you talk about Misty May-Treanor, oh, she's a natural. She's born a natural. And I know that's a huge compliment, you know, but I don't think it even comes close to describing Misty and her work ethic and how much she does behind the scenes, how much in all those years she would put in the extra work, the extra practice when no one else was watching, when the cameras weren't girl is humble. She appreciates and is so happy for everybody else's successes, and she is always giving. She gives her time to family, to friends, to people that she doesn't know. She will take the time, win or lose. I know she hardly ever lost, but if she did, she would stay and sign that last autograph for that person that had been waiting in line for probably over an hour. And she truly looks everybody in the eyes and acts, and is so interested in what they're doing in their lives. And it's an honor for me to introduce my very close friend, my special person in my life, Hall of Fame inductee, Misty May-Treanor. She forgot to say she joined the Achilles Club shortly after me, so she was doing a setting camp and was like, hopefully I don't pull a Misty May-Treanor, and she attempted to do a tuck jump, but the mature age she is in, her Achilles just couldn't take it, so she's part of the club. But no, I'm truly honored to be here tonight, and if you asked me when I was younger if I wanted to even be an Olympian, I would have said no. I wanted to be a veterinarian or a zookeeper. I would hear my dad's stories of the 68 games, and even then I was like, oh, I'm too into soccer and swimming and just being a kid. I didn't think about that. So the thought of me even being here, standing before you for the Hall of Fame, wouldn't have even been on the radar. So it's flattering to be named amongst the best of our sport. And it's especially humbling being inducted with such a fine group of athletes and coaches. I was especially excited. One of my favorite players in the world, sorry Danielle, you still are, but is Maria Louise. And I had the honor of meeting her at the Beijing Games, and I got to see her plaque today. And so she was somebody that inspired me. I didn't have the 40-inch vertical, but I was almost the same height. And probably the reason why I chose setting. So that was very special for me today. But I love the game of volleyball, and I've enjoyed watching our sport develop. It has brought new friendships, it has opened my eyes to the world, and has taught me so much about myself. I always wanted to play with passion, and I wanted to let my love for the game shine through this talent I had. I wanted to inspire, and I wanted to change the game. I wanted to change the way the game was played. And most of all, I wanted to make an impact. I've never played for the awards or accolades, though, I mean, who's going to turn down money when you win a tournament? So that was a plus. And I made a very nice career out of it. But my goal was to always make the person next to me better. Now that I'm coaching, I retired after the London Olympic Games, and I've been through many injuries, and I'm happy for those injuries because I met my husband at physical therapy. But I have been through abdominal injuries. Holly talked about us having to qualify for the Sydney Games in 1 year. I did give her a lot of gray hair, but I actually tore my ab muscles during the qualification process of the last tournament. I had to underhand serve, felt like I was getting stabbed the whole time. I had to